perfection is necessary, and I have to bring it about. It's imperative. Ben talked about it, the proposition for the types. It's a basic survival, like life or death. That's the experience of it. I have to do this. And so, because of that belief, we see the passion of anger show up and the mental fixation of resentment. Since I'm primarily concerned with what's right and what's good, my attention then moves to what's not. What's incorrect, what's wrong, what's not meeting the standards. And it's the quality of finding that wrongness is very painful. It's a seeking and discovering all the ways in which things are not right. The reactivity can come up around a lot of different things. It can come up around just people not doing it right. It can come up around me not doing it right. It can come up around you judging me. It can come up around the standards not being correct, the inability to get to that perfect outcome. So there's a lot of places that it gets pricked and the reactivity shows up. And the anger is so contained. Sometimes you can feel it, but it's not outwardly expressed. The physiology is turning it inward and keeping it under wraps. It's very tightly repressed because anger goes against what's right and correct. It is not appropriate to be angry. So the natural arising isn't allowed. The characteristics, because of the seeking of perfection, the characteristics of the type is that they're awesome at doing things really well and to really high quality standards. Their precision around excellence and doing a good job is really amazing. They truly have a sense of aesthetic as well. They have an attunement to beauty. And because they're looking for what's wrong and finding it, they're quite judgmental. They're always comparing to that perfect, and it's an idealized perfect. It's always kind of out of reach. So they're comparing nonstop and always finding they're missing it, the flaw, the breakdown. Inside that, there's a ton of self-judgment. So their critic is an internal anger. It's a very harsh critic. All the types have a critic, but this particular type has one of the most harsh critics, and most of the harshness is directed inside, and some of it is directed outside. So some of your one friends may, out of their love and care for you, tell you all the ways in which you're wrong to help you. So you don't recognize that as help likely, but that's where it's coming from. They want the perfection for you as well. But it feels, because you can feel the anger in it, you feel the judgment. The judgment that you feel on the outside, what is going on the inside, is 100 times that against themselves. Really difficult. What holds it together, the psychological term reaction formation, which some days I go, does that convey anything at all? So basically what it means is when the natural sort of impulses of being human arise, they're judged as not appropriate and contained and pushed down. And often what they do is push it down and do the opposite of it. So if they're actually angry, they're trying to be nicer. If they feel lust, they're trying not to feel it. So they stuff, is one way of saying it. They actually stuff the genuine emotion or impulse, and they try to do something better, more appropriate more perfect. Feeling it?